Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, how's everybody doing today, YouTube? It's man, child. Alright, so I finally got my Master Universe, the Terra Claus Skeletor in, my Flying Fists He-Man. Yeah, I know these were announced a while ago, and I already seen some people on YouTube, they finally got them in, did some short reviews on them. One was, Retro Toy Escapades. He was one of the first I know of, so, shout out to his channel, kudos to him. And I'd be curious to see if the QC issues that he showed and a couple of the other people I've seen, my figures have those as well. But yeah, I'm super excited to have these in. And yeah, that card art looks awesome, man. Like, take me right back to the 80s. I love it. All right, first up in the deluxe package, right, we got our Terra Claus Skeletor. Yeah, I'm loving that bubble layout, man. It's like, we've seen this already with Mosquito and Clam Champ and all the deluxe figures. Yeah, just the claws. Got that old dragon grapple weapon. Looks like the vintage inspired head. Looks like a new laughing head. Typical staff. Yeah, so all the art, the layout, right? Swings with fearsome fury. New for 22. Just the art alone is awesome. And here's our back. Yeah, that art's killing. It just look at this. Here we go again. We have Too Bad, Spike Ore. Now I'm gonna show you get Flying Fist He-Man. You put these two cards together, and it makes a solid piece of art. But I'll show you in a second. Yeah, and it's got all his it's just the features, the claws. And what's cool is these guys look like they have action features now. So they have actually the swinging, yeah, to swing the arms, hold the figure. So he looks like he has Terra Claw action. And from what I've seen in reviews too, yeah, where to hold it, his little battle grit, his weapon, whatever that is, the snapping Skeletor. Okay, and then we have the claw cell. All right, so next up in package, right, we got our Flying Fist He-Man. Same thing, same layout. It's just I can't get over how it's, like I said, it takes me back to the 80s as a kid, man. From what I remember now, if you guys collected like I did, Flying Fist He-Man and Terra Claw Skeletor is probably the last two variants in the series from what I remember as the line was wrapping up from what I got. You know, they were kind of weird with the weapons, but at the same time, you loved them. They were cool. The vac metal itself was just a whole new thing. Now, check these out. I'm going to show you some images. Look what people are trying to sell some of these on eBay. Look at these pictures. And these are the cheapest ones I found. Isn't that crazy? So, and that's a vintage. How many people like out there trying to collect the vintage and get these guys in card? You know, in that vintage style. So I'm just so happy that classics, or not the classics, sorry, Origins kind of put the guys back out again. You get a, you know, something similar, better articulation weapons instead of paying hundreds of dollars. You know, we got them. But yeah, it looks great. But He-Man, same thing. I love it. The vac metal, got those crazy shiny chrome weapons. The now same thing as a vintage head. It looks like we've seen this head before in the Battlefield 2 pack. Full power sword. All right, look at that art, right? Swings with the awesome might and the whole deal. New for 22. Yeah, excellent layout. All right, now we're going on our back here. The same thing. Here we go. Another section of Eternia. All right, we got our Flying Fist here. Look at this. Moss Man, Cyclone, Fisto, which, of course, we already have out. Now, I'm going to get to that art in a minute that doubles up with Skeletor. But, yeah, same thing. You want to check out all the action. Same thing, action features. That's awesome. Yeah, this looks like the shield, the whole mace, the three-headed mace spins. And it has the same cross-cell. I love it. But let's put the two pieces of art together. Check this out. So, yeah, we put the two, you know, the Skeletor and He-Man, the card arts together there. And check that. Look at that scene. That is awesome. And it teases us. Look, can you imagine if Origins would put out an Eternia? I mean, I don't know. Here are a lot of rumors about the line. But Too Bad, you know, they've teased. And we got the Mossman Cyclone. I don't know why, you know, it's awesome what they put out. You know, I couldn't be happier for what we got in this line. But you see that there's a lot of, you know, like Wave 8 or something like that. There's where they're kind of like set back a little bit now into spring. They should have been out by now. I've seen there's a whole new Sunman series that some people showed out, like with all new figures and Sunman, which has been teased. How many times are you going to tease Sunman? You know, the Mattel Creations one 7 months ago still hasn't come out. But before you get involved in something else, Mattel, I mean, why don't you put out the guys that people really want? Especially Cyclone, especially Mossman, you know, Too Bad, and Spike Ore. I couldn't imagine Eternia. Maybe a Snake Mountain, too. How about the old Evil Horde, you know? Like, this is what people want before you start throwing out, jumping to more lines. That's just my opinion on it. It makes me sad to see that. And some of the rumors on a directional line, I don't know. It's, you know, one thing at a time, think positive. But anyway, that's a cool piece of art. I thought I'd just share that with everybody, my opinion on it. Let's get these guys out of package and we're going to check them out. All right, first up, so we got our Terra Claus Skeletor out of the package, bare bones with all his accessories laid out. For a close-up of his accessories, we have his Terra Claus here. Pretty cool. All right, next up, we have that infamous skull snapping weapon used to get. Never made no sense as a kid, but, you know, it's Moto. It's supposed to be fun. Kind of inside of the jaw. That looks like, yeah, typical purple ram staff we've seen about 10 times. And they give us another closed fist for the left side. Here's a little piece of paper, too, for removable parts. So you can see with Terra Claus Skeletor, because of the action features now, you can only move the head, the hands, and looks like the boots. Nothing else removable as far as the arms or the, you can't pop the torso in half. And this is the new comic. Both of them obviously come with this, so I'll just go through real quick. You can pause and check that out. Yeah, pretty neat. Got the Horde Troopers, Grizzlor. Right? Obviously our new Skeletor and He-Man. Yeah, I'm loving the art. Short, but like I always say, it does a job. Check that out. Yeah, really cool. So, back to Skeletor. Okay, so, yeah, he comes with, this one obviously comes with the vintage Inspire head. I'm liking that, because I don't have that one. I didn't get the 2.0 Skeletor. Well, the articulation's all the same now. Let's pop the head off, because this is a complaint I'm seeing with a couple of reviews I've seen as far as QC issues. If I can get it. Look at that. Yup. Wow. Same. I got the same problem everybody else complaining about. Chipping all around the neck. You can see the silver inside. You can see the paint stuck to the head. Well, that's a shame. So I'm assuming this is, I don't know if this is metal. No, it feels like plastic, but it's all obviously vac metal. I love that. And this armor, you can't separate it. Now, the classics you could, but that one's not separate. It's all part of the sculpt. And there's, okay. You do the action feature. We'll put the claws on soon, but he's got that. And then the arms, they click so you can pre-position. We also got the ball joint go in and out. Look at the mess in here, too. From off, man. Like mine, look, mine's the belt's chipped. Yeah, a lot of paint issues on these. Wow. I got on the leg a little bit, but yeah. All right. But all aside that, all the same. And this, obviously, the hands are the same. Okay, and yeah, I said the waist can't come apart, and the legs can still go out, and the boot and the foot on both sides. This is the other alternative head too. It was more of a yeah, I don't think we've seen this one before. It's an open mouth. It's more of a like a smiley, just smiley face or something. That's pretty cool. I don't mind that one. So let's pop this on the head, and we'll put the claws on. I'm going to switch the other alternative, the closed fist off, whatnot. We'll get them all set up and then come back and check them out. Okay, so we got them all set up, right, with the head, the claws, the little snapping tool in the back. Yeah, he looks awesome. Really creepy. I like that face, too. I like him. I think he's pretty neat. Side half my paint's falling off, but, you know. All right, so obviously, now these snap in here, you kind of see how they pop. You got to get it just right, they fall out, but more or less, flip the elbows around, you can hear a click. The hands sit up here, and this one, too. I think it works with the open, but I put both closed hands in with the peg. Like I said, now the arms are, you can kind of position them, however, as they click, obviously. See that? So we'll do something like that. And then you can either use this or the knob thing in the back that the vintage had, and that's your, it works pretty good. But let's beat somebody up. All right, so just like in a comic where it looks like him and He-Man team up, we're going to beat on the blue Hordak from the PowerCon set. So we got him set up. Okay, Hordak, so you had to be a PowerCon exclusive, huh? Really hard to get. Yeah, it works all right. Smacks him around. I'm afraid I'm going to chip or break my other figure. You know? But, yeah, it's pretty cool. Got a lot of force. All right, so we'll set this snapping skull weapon, they call it up, right? Same thing. Pose it in this hand. Kind of goes like so. Clips in like that if you're not familiar with it. All right, so we'll keep a claw on and a little snapping skull. It works pretty cool. I mean, as a kid, I don't remember even using it. I remember having it, keeping it on the back, I think. I don't think I ever played with it. But, yeah, it kind of does this thing, and it stays in the... I can't believe it's actually staying in the arm. I figured it'd pop out. But, yeah, it's kind of how that works. And if I didn't already, I want to bring a close-up of the, yeah, this half-armored chest vest. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but half-armored. Yeah, I love that the vac metal for sure, but it does seem like something to me in time. I don't know if it's going to, you know, chip. Usually see that with, like, vac metal on a metal, but this feels like plastic. Skull's painted. Mine has a little chip up there, it looks like. I don't know if it's dirt. It's kind of close up of the back. Got this piece. You know, it looks good, though. I do like that they did that. It's a shame it didn't come apart, but for the most part, it's cool that's there. And, yeah, my belt. I'm going to touch that up with some paint, but, you know, overall, that's about all there is to Terra Claus Skeletor. All right, I have one comparison. I'm going to compare my Classics Terra Claus Skeletor against the Origins Terra Claus Skeletor. And if you notice, I actually switched one of the Terra Claws from the Classics to the Origins and one from the Origins to the Classics, and they actually work. That's pretty cool. So obviously, like I said, yeah, I put the Terra Claw, the Classics, on his right arm. Now the Classics don't have the action feature, but obviously these guys do. But it still works. I'm just throwing one on, so I'm wasting time putting two. But you get the point. But yeah, it actually works. It stays on. That's awesome. And this is just a close-up of the Classics, the Snap and Skull weapon, if you're curious. And it does work in both their hands, but this one doesn't open. They're not really designed to mimic the action feature. It does open, but it doesn't snap the way the Origins. The Origins works way better for what it does. But if you're curious what those two look together, if you had a Classics, you wanted to mix it up with your Origins. Okay, next up, we got our Flying Fist He-Man out of package. All accessories laid out. Alright, close up with accessories, right? We have a spinning shield done in a chrome, it might be vac metal too, coated, but either way, it's that chrome, yeah, the chrome painting. Looks cool. Spins good too, I like that, really loose. This is the new spinning three-headed mace, right? Pretty neat. Another full power sword, done in metallic metal, always cool to have. And here's another spare head they give you in that, I think we've seen this already in that Battlefield Warriors 2-pack, but they give you that one, a screaming head or battle head. And a closed fist. Or hand for the left side. So we got here's our close-up of the He-Man himself. Yeah, it comes with the Vince's Inspire head. Now, another QC issue too, I've seen people talking about. It's like wobbles all over the place when you're moving them. Mine does the same thing. But same articulation, you know, like you see with the Origins, up, down, back, the whole deal. But yeah, really sloppy with the ball. I don't know why. We'll pop it. Yeah, let's pop it off, see what's going on there. Oh, fell right off. Huh. Okay. And even my peg stuck. Oh, look at that. It's not even cut out all the way, so the peg can't go back. That's another QC issue. See that? Like it's because the body's in two pieces, the way it's snapped together, yeah. Alright, let's move on to the body. So aside that's something I'll have to modify, I guess. But anyway, yeah, your typical, you know, the back metal, that chrome plating on the armor. It looks great on him. I don't see any QC issues as far as that. The H is done in red, really cool red, you know, gold. I don't see anything rubbing off. Same thing with the arm. Now, it's not going to split at the body. Has his action feature. We'll get into that soon. So, arms go up and down. The arms ain't going to come off, but they do have the articulation go all the way out. Okay, elbows. Same thing, and in the hands. In and out. Yeah, obviously the waist can turn. We'll do the action feature. And then the legs go all the way out. Bend at the knee, boot, and then the foot. One quick note while I'm setting them up. So, I put the Battle Ready head on, I'll call it, and this one fits really good. It doesn't spin. It's almost perfect. You know, a little bit of articulation down and up. So I don't know if that, when I popped that peg and showed that, if that was a QC issue or was kind of meant to do that. So when you're doing an action feature, the head's not supposed to spin or supposed to stay in more of a fixed position or something like that. I don't know. To me, it seems like a QC issue. But yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. So let me finish setting them up and we'll go back to them. So I'm still setting them up, obviously. But you can see, too, now I did change, which I said I was going to change the closed fist out for left side. I snapped the shield in, and you're going to kind of bring it in, and pop it on the wrist blade. And that's obviously you need this for the use the shield. All right, and then the other hand just pulls the grip like so. Okay, we got a quick look, right? Got his two weapons in hand set up, and his battle ready head. So let's check out the action feature. So obviously we have weapons in hand. Now same thing with Skeletor. We have that little, kind of like that little knob thing, like the vintage, and you can use your thumb, or you can even, I use this piece a lot easier, but we'll position his arms, so, you know, you can engage it kind of until you hear him click, depending on how high you want it. So if you obviously put them up like this is kind of what you're going to get. And if you drop them lower, you know, you could bring them out, you could do all kinds of stuff, but we'll leave them like this, so. Yeah, kind of works, everything spins somewhat. Problem is, this is heavy in mine, the arm keeps dropping the elbow, or the arm actually, see, no matter how, click it up like that, try it. And then my arm turns in, so yeah, not the most practical weapon. It never was as a kid. It was kind of silly. I guess it was fun, you know, use your imagination. But yeah, see how mine folds in? So let me try like this. All right, there you go. It's spinning, so you just got to be gentle with it. But yeah, see if we can beat up with it. All right, like old school of the 80s, all right, I guess it makes sense to beat on Terra Claus Skeletor with the Flying Fist He-Man now. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to hit my Skeletor and all the back metal is going to blow off. more paint's going to chip from the neck, but for you guys, you know, we're going to do it. So let's see. Get them all set up. Start. Yeah, and he just fell about 5 feet. His head popped off and the claws fell. All right, well, That's it, folks. It's part of the show. That's how that works. All right, so Skeletor just fell like 4 feet down off the desk and slid across the floor. And we lost the claw, but I see no paint. It's all right. Everything stayed intact for the most part. You see, I put a piece of tape here too. It helps clip the claw on. I did touch up little black paint in here, little odds and ends. But otherwise, he survived. And also, if you didn't know, you can also snap and store a weapon, like Skeletor's dragon mouth thing on the back of him. So that's pretty cool. I don't remember doing that as a kid. I guess you could. I don't have a vintage one, but I don't really remember using a weapon, like I said. But and I got the sword in hand, so we'll try it out with the spinning. Yeah, it looks better. Pretty cool with the sword. I can pose it all kinds of different, whatever you want. It's a little bonus too with the He-Man heads, but let's just say for the vintage. One thing is with the Origins, it's kind of a mix to me. That everything's like an overly brighter color, which is kind of cool, works for some stuff. And one thing I like with the vintage, it seemed to have darker tones, a little more serious, creepy kind of, I think. More adult-like for the time, but yeah, like He-Man's hair is same thing with She-Ra, is just too over bright to me. So what I do, it's custom. I use a dark, just a Bic. It's like a gold, I don't remember the color of it, but it's yeah, check that out. And I'll just actually, it's a permanent marker. And I'll actually touch the hair up and give it those darker golden highlights like the vintage He-Man kind of had, or the classic, something like that. You know, you let it dry, and then I'll take a brush. Well, I had a brush. Or you can even do it with your thumb a little bit. And it will dry out, yeah, and you'll get more of a, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you get the point. You got to take your time with it and do it and whatnot. But you'll get something like that. So you'll get once it dries out, you get a better tone. So, yeah, I'm going to do that with all my heads. And this is a little comparison with my classics Flying Fist He-Man against the Origins. I don't have vintage, I have the classics, but they look cool together. And another thing over the class, so obviously, classics are way better sculpt, more serious looking. Now their armor can come off, and it's just painted in a silver. There's no vac metal on it, where this one's not going to come off, and it's it's the vac metal. And these guys don't have action features. I mean, you could twist the waist, but it doesn't have what the Origins has. So that's kind of the difference between classics over the Origins. And if you're curious, this is obviously the classics, his weapons in the Origins hand. So yeah, they work. You put them in, but really, really heavy. And they don't really spin. They're not really like lunky compared to how the Origins one works. And this is the Origins weapon in the classic hand. If you're curious for that thing. Now, obviously, yeah, he has a waist, but it doesn't have the action feature. But kind of what it looks like. So it works for the most part. And the final thing with the classics, he doesn't have the piece on the back to mount any weapons. So that was a downfall too. That would have been cool, but they didn't, you can always modify. Maybe if you have one of these and want to glue it on, you can do anything, customize them. But yeah, I didn't. And you can see they kind of did sculpt something similar to the little button, but it's not, just for the nostalgia. But yeah, they don't have that, not the vac metal. So I don't know, just kind of throwing that out there. Yeah, so overall, that's my review on the Master Universe Origins, Flying Fists He-Man, and Terra Claus Skeletor. I think they're pretty fun. They come with a lot of cool accessories, the heads, another full power sword, the weapons. It's very iconic. It's more nostalgia. They do have quite a few the QC issues. I don't like that. The paint chip with Skeletor. I'm not sure the longevity, the vac metal that's going to chip, or how that's going to hold up. I guess that's normal with any toy that's, even in the day, with the vac metal. But now it just seems some of it's really sloppy. But for the most part, the weapons spin pretty good. The Terra Claws work good. Sometimes they fall off. You got to adjust them. But I like them overall. It's just, yeah, again, it's nostalgia. I think they're cool. So they're should be hitting stores soon. I know there's people getting them on YouTube now. And like I said, reviewing them. And I don't know what Big Bad Toy Store is supposed to get them in. But yeah, they should be hitting the California area now, I think, from what I read anyway. So yeah, good luck finding them. And I hope that helps and answers all your questions. I hope everybody's doing great. And until next time, take care.